everyone. Jane Sjuts here with Peace Coaching Worldwide. It's been a minute since I last visited with you, and I was thinking about Easter time when we got together with family and friends, how that was a fun time for me, but maybe not for everyone else, because maybe everyone didn't grow up in a family that uh, got along, or they grew up in a household that had abuse present. And I was thinking about that word abuse, and that's really a harsh word. And sometimes it's hard to know um, when to use that word. And so I got to thinking about, well, maybe we should just go over what the definition of abuse really is. In the simplest form, it's when someone treats us on a regular basis or repeatedly in a cruel or violent way, and that would just be the very simplest definition. But to expand on that just a little bit, it might be when someone wants to try and gain control or power over us in our situation or our relationship. So, as most of you know, the first thing that comes to mind when we say the word abuse is physical abuse. That's what everyone thinks of. It's easy to understand. Someone's hitting you, they're pushing, they're shoving, they're threatening you in a violent way. So that's really a pretty common use of the word abuse. But sometimes we're in relationships where there is no hitting or violence, but yet we still feel like we can't do anything right. There's something just not right. And so I thought maybe we could go over the kinds of abuse that there are. A few of them include financial abuse. Now, some of you may have a spouse or a significant other who takes control of the finances, and you have no way to have any freedom to spend on yourself or for the household without being monitored. Now, this may be a form of abuse. Maybe it's something you've agreed to, and that's fine, but it can be used as a form of abuse. Another form might be neglect. Now, you wonder, how can that be abuse? Well, someone may withhold basic needs from you. You may need clothes, or you may want food or medicine, and they say, no, you can't have that. Or they might withhold affection from you, neglect you in that way. And this is also a form of abuse, or it can be. Another form of abuse might be isolation. Sometimes a friend or a spouse or whomever might limit your ability to go see family and friends. They might limit your activities that you have outside of the household, such as doing things for fun with other people. So this also can be a form of abuse. One of the other ones that is predominant in some relationships is emotional abuse. Now, when we talk about emotional abuse, it is excuse me, a manipulation of your feelings. In other words, they will say things that attack your self-esteem. In other words, like you're excited about doing something, and they say, "Oh well, you can't do that." They'll attack your self-esteem, whether your thoughts about what you want to do and your excitement about it, and they'll put it down. They'll criticize it, and this starts to have a reaction in yourself that your self-esteem goes down, and you start to think, well, I can't do that, maybe. Another form might be psychological abuse. Now, if you are suffering from psychological abuse from someone, it is the other person trying to manipulate your thoughts about certain things, your perceptions about what's happening. Let's say you have an argument and you want to go to this person and discuss it and try and get some resolution to it. And you say, well, this happened, or this, you said this, and this upsets me, or whatever the situation. And when that happens, um, they say, "Well, I didn't say that. You're crazy. I didn't say that." Um, so pretty soon, you start questioning whether you whether you actually heard things right. And if this goes on for a long period of time, eventually you start not trusting your own instincts and relying on their reality and their perception of everything. And when that happens, then they have control of you and the situation. And this can be very unsettling and it can be very confusing. And once you get confused about what's going on, it makes it very hard to understand and get stability in your mind as to what's right and what's wrong. So I just wanted to touch on that a little bit today, and maybe in the future here we can discuss some more about that. I am reading a book currently. It's called Was It Even Abuse by Emma Rose Byham, and it's really a good book. It talks about these different kinds of abuses and how you get pulled into these situations and not even know it, and getting yourself untangled from those situations. And so maybe in the future here soon we'll talk about them some more. So stop by and see us again sometime. Thanks.